I would have been far more impressed if that would have just gone bloop.
Auto done it.
There you
It's a good thing,
are.
like we weren't in the middle of like going to the bathroom. Or
Right,
something.
I know, but yeah, it made me just push the button. So, all right, well, we're live. We're back.
Live.
We're
to
back.
Us.
I'm going to
And
tell
I'm
you.
not as loud this time.
No,
hopefully.
you're not this loud. You sound much better in my headphones anyway. I'm going to turn up my headphones, make myself sound a little bit better. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to warn you right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say I'm in a bad mood, but I'm in a mood. I'm in a mood.
Angry mood?
I'm just over it kind of mood. Like
It.
I'm over all of it. I'm not having any of it right now. We had a deal this evening. My oldest son he's really, really into just that smart ass crap that that 9-10-year-olds do. And so yeah, tonight it was this whole, we were getting ready for dinner and he would lay his head down on the table and my wife was like, "Don't put your head down on the table." And so he would lift it up an inch. And don't put your head on the table. But my head's not on the table.
Yeah.
My head's not on the table. I'm not touching the table. Put your
Yeah.
head up. My head is up. See, it's up. It's not on the table. It's up. And finally, we were just like, get out. No dinner. So no dinner for him. He's been actually he had a prison meal of a banana and a string cheese in his room.
Did you push it to him under the door?
Yeah. Well, no, we haven't put the doggy door for food, but good Lord, is it coming?
3 knocks. Open
Yeah.
up. Here's your food.
Yeah. So yeah. So that's gonna taint my perception of life tonight because I'm just not having any of it. Just not having any of it.
It's better than a 9-year-old that talks like his 18 and 16-year-old siblings, which is we ask them to do something. Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
Like we get that from a 9-year-old. It's a little weird.
Yeah, I know. I'm really worried about.
I mean, it's also hilarious, which is not helpful because it's super hard not to be like, oh my God.
Right. Yeah,
He'll do this.
What?
Like the Ben Wyatt thing from what? Like he's
becomes,
too young to be like
human. He becomes that little human shruggy.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what? Yeah, maybe that's the fault of watching the Emoji Movie.
Yeah.
It's not.
Okay.
That ruins everybody. No.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Emoji Movie.
No.
Why not?
Because it hurts everybody. It's an act of terrorism. It's not. I fell asleep. I immediately fell asleep.
Like, how far did you fall asleep? Like, how far into it?
Oh, maybe 15 minutes.
Really?
But I can fall asleep within 15 minutes of anything.
Okay. Fair enough.
But it doesn't help that it was... they tried to make a plot out of emojis, which was emojis can be anything. They don't only have to be the thing they are. I'm like, really? Poop can be anything? It can be what? An ice cream cone? Well, no, I guess it can.
It could.
It's the exact same shape as ice cream. Mm-hmm. But it was all like, you could be any face. But like our emojis don't do that. So no, it's not true.
That is true.
So
I don't know. I feel like I've seen the whole thing because for some reason my boys love the movie. Like my 9-year-old didn't hate it. I did. Yeah, and it's weird because like my 5-year-old is like, I don't understand why people say that this is such a bad movie. They said that Rotten Tomatoes said that it was terrible, but I think it's great. And they've watched it like 4 or 5 times. And so between the 4 or 5 viewings, I think I've caught the whole thing. But I don't know. I mean, what I saw, I didn't hate, didn't love it. I certainly didn't fall asleep, but I never actually paid attention because I was also always doing something else in the background. So I don't know. It was.
I mean, hate is a strong word. It was not.
Yeah.
I'm just shocked that it got made, but I probably shouldn't be. Boss Baby also got made.
Yeah. You also didn't like Boss Baby, huh?
It's hilarious. There's obviously, because babies come from storks, there has to be babies that run the stork company of baby delivery.
Naturally.
But those people can also become that get adopted by. I'm like, what? I'm so confused. It got very confusing very quickly.
Yeah.
Basically, it'd be saying like the average businessman can also be adopted by a family. I don't know. I really got lost. I overthink things probably. It's also because it's on Netflix possibly. And it's free and it's there, and that I think that removes a ton of barriers for what we expect from something. It's just like Bright and whatever other Netflix stuff that's out there, or Cloverfield Paradox, all that stuff. Where like it's free, it's there, you watch it, you have to take that for what it's worth.
Yeah. What did you really pay for it in the end? You know, you maybe depending on your viewing habits,
25 cents.
Yeah, maybe a dime. So there you go. Was it worth a dime to you? Sure.
Right. and that's honestly Netflix's cleaning plan. Like we're going to spend this much, we're going to get a bunch of people to watch it because it's there.
Yeah, that is
which
true.
For us is successful.
Yes. That's what I'm hoping happens here. Is I hope that people will come and they'll watch it because it's there. And what did they really end up paying for it? We have viewer feedback from Pat Piper. Pat Pat wants to know if you realize that you look like Morrissey.
Yeah, I'm trying my best. I'll take it over Pete Sampras. I used to get so you look like Pete Sampras. I'm like, come on. I got George Clooney once, and I think it was from a hobo.
You got George Clooney once from a hobo.
Yeah.
Ooh, now here's an interesting there's an interesting one. So Charlie asked a question. Do you think that there's any chance that the Cloverfield Paradox will become a series from the one-time movie? That's an interesting question.
If I really believe that the movie had anything to do with Cloverfield, yes, but you could tell it. They crammed in.
They just kind of like tacked on the name.
Oh yeah, because all you do is take away the parts where it's down in the city and the guy dealing with the kid.
Yeah.
And that's what the movie was supposed to be. It was supposed to be called God Particle. And no one was picking it up or distributing it, as far as I heard. J.J. Abrams got a hold of it, decided just to try to see if he could link it in.
Yeah.
And added stuff into it. Like, at the end. Oh, my God. Did you see it?
No.
There's just, like, one very final part. Like, really? Really? You're just going to throw that in there like, this is Cloverfield?
Well, that's what makes it the paradox.
I don't know of any paradox.
I think
at all.
I think Pat is saying you're full of shit. He just says,
I know
no.
I am. He should know this by now. But the fact, I mean, there's some, like, I love Chris O'Dowd. So I'll watch it just for him because I think he's amazing.
The IT crowd guy?
Yes.
Is he in that?
Yes.
Oh. Okay, then maybe.
And there's another guy. Did you ever see? There was a movie like a couple years ago that was about Formula One racing, a British guy versus a German guy. Oh my God, it's so not helpful. You know the movie that has cars and they race and there's people and one's German, one's
Oh yeah, yeah, that one.
I think it was a Ron Howard movie. I think.
Huh? No. No.
But anyway, there's the guy the German guy who plays a German guy.
There's a German guy. This is not helping my mood at all. This is not helping.
This is why I talk with my hands. It's because I'm better at sign language at this point. You know anyway.
Is it
I don't even know what what are we talking about? Oh, people that were in Cloverfield Paradox. Yeah, Chris O'Dowd. He's great.
Yeah,
he's great.
Okay, sure.
He loses his arm and his arm is sentient and moves around.
Okay. Well,
sure. As it does.
Well, yeah.
I think Rush. The movie was Rush. 100% got it. Thank you, Charlie.
There you go. Yeah. So is that the paradox? The sentient arm?
Yes, that's what it is.
Okay. All
like
right.
Worms. Involves worms, a gun, a 3D printed gun. Actually, here's what it is. It's Sunshine. Have you seen the movie Sunshine? Mixed with the alien.
Bits and pieces of it, yes.
It's like any other space disaster movie. The really cool part is that it tries to, but doesn't very well, deal with the fact that they create the paradox is the fact that they're trying to create energy with quantum particles that create basically a multiverse. They flip over into the multiverse, which in itself is a cool concept, but then it turns into aliens. weird things happen. Everyone starts disappearing and dying off and screaming and game over and all that stuff.
Just turns into aliens. Okay, well.
I mean, that's the way I kind of...
But I should watch it because it's free, right?
It's free, so you have to watch it.
Sure. Okay.
No, you have to. They'll cancel your membership if you don't. That's what I heard.
Well, I better get
That's
on.
what I heard. That's what Alex Jones told me.
Oh, well. Okay.
He said that if I don't give him money, Netflix is going to cancel my membership.
Uh-huh.
So
If they don't
I'm
give
clearly
him
going to
money.
buy some new supplements and
Sure. All
to
right.
become a crisis actor.
So,
I wish my teenagers were as good an actor as these other teens. You know.
yeah.
They're,
Well,
they're
think of all the crises.
crises.
Think-
The crises.
You could have them
Christ.
everywhere. And, yeah, I mean, bam. Just think, I mean, the money. Think about the money. Think about the money you could be making.
Follow the money.
It's all in the money.
Are we talking about anything? We're not talking about anything.
Well,
We're just rambling.
I have, no, are we actually, right now, are we talking about anything?
I told you that I distract myself, and I apologize.
No, that's
Tangent.
That's fine. I, like I said, came in here. I got, I'm in a weird mood.
Pissy and angry.
Pissy, angry mood. It's whatever. You've got things on your mind. Maybe that's what we should call a sec. So all right, inside baseball for the people who are watching the live stream. We're trying to figure out some segments. So, what are some segments? And one of the things that I came up was, what makes you itchy today? And I believe I've already shared what made me itchy today. But maybe one of the segments should just be what's on Paul's mind this week? What's on, and then that turns into 90% of the episode.
It snowed today. Hard.
Oh, yeah?
Like it should have been hail or rain, but it was snow. But it was snow that was coming down like it was pissed off. Like, fuck you guys. It's March, and we're going to come down hard. Oh, and then also, God, I'm such a tangent. My CTO comes by and is like, there's a fight outside. I'm like, what? What? So, like, we're on the 9th floor. We all run to this one office and look down, and there's a group of about 25 high school students, and all of them are fighting. Girls, guys, all of it. And we're all just all like, holy shit. We're just like watching this fight. That was like the highlight of my month. Like watching teenagers, like 14-year-olds punch each other, sucker punch. One kid grabbed another kid and threw his head into a pillar. It was nasty real fast.
Wow.
The security guy came out, was like yelling at him, and they're like kind of laughing at him, but then they all ran away somewhere
Whatever.
else. It was intense.
Man.
It was the highlight of my day.
That went so far left from where I thought that was going to go. I mean, if your CTO comes, because I mean, listen to me, hear me out. Your CTO comes running in. There's a fight, So is it like two engineers bitching about Linux distros or something like that? But
This
is
a
like a
discussion
real.
on whether we should implement React and if we should do
It was a real bitch fight.
It was literally a fight, and we're like, oh shit! Like we had no idea what he meant because we just followed him, and we all looked at the window, and we're like, oh, you meant a fight? Like you really meant a fight? It was a brawl.
Very nice.
Turned out it was all fake. They were all crisis actors.
Oh well, there you go. Alex Jones brought them to your office because you didn't give them the money. Didn't give them the money. We have some feedback.
None of us have Netflix. Oh no.
We have some feedback on the line. It's Pat. Apparently, our voicemail line doesn't work, and and our movie talk is pissing him off. So, I have a feeling that he wants to probably horn his way onto the show. I think.
Does he want me to talk about how much I hated Three Billboards? Because I fucking hated that movie.
Okay, let's talk about that because I haven't even seen that.
No, I don't want to talk about it. Too many people liked it. And I don't want to be Mr. Shit on what other people likes. That's what I don't want to do. I don't want to be that guy. Like what you like. I hated it. And for good reason. All the right reasons. And you liking it is all the wrong reasons. I'm just kidding. I can't say that. Even though it's what I truly feel. It is what I truly feel. But I can't say that.
Okay.
Even though I totally just said it. You're an asshole if you like that movie. I'm just kidding.
All right. I'm going to sit down and watch it this weekend. It's on my
I got to watch
a lot to do.
I watched a lot of the Best Picture movies. And
yeah.
I don't feel like it was... Never mind.
Did you watch
Get
Shape
Out?
of Water?
I loved Get Yes, I watch Safe
Okay.
and Water. You mean E.T. with adults?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Is that what that is?
Mm-hmm.
I watched the Oscars with my son, with my oldest son, and
Yeah.
he was really really interested in that looks kind of good, and so I had to go look it up. I looked up on Common Sense to figure out whether or not, and it said probably at least 16 for that one. So. But yeah, I know.
Yes, there's a lot of nudity.
Every once in a while, I try to make a good decision and be a good parent in some way, and then other times I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Here's a sharp stick. Go do whatever you want to.
A shark stick? What's a shark stick? I'm just kidding.
A shark stick.
It's those little things with the squeezy at the bottom.
Yeah.
That shark. Oh, that's your hand. Whoa.
Yeah. Well, everything just went dark all of a sudden. I was like, "What the heck?" So, I'm gonna guess that I didn't charge the little ringy light, and it got played with all week. So,
I'm gonna try to call our phone number. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Oh, yep. There it died again. I'm gonna turn on this light over here.
You sure you got the phone number right?
I'm gonna get online and double look at it.
First time I've used my phone in like 3 months. I'm just kidding. But who uses the phone, really?
No, nobody.
It's just ringing. Can you hear that?
I hear that.
The Google subscriber you have called is not available. Please leave a message after the tone.
Fuck you.
I think that he just didn't read it. Oh yeah, you know what? It worked.
Said the numbers.
It worked right there. It is missed call. One missed call.
Oh, but then why did it say that the number is unavailable?
Well, I don't know.
That's what she said, didn't she?
Well, no, she said She said that the user is not available right now.
Because you didn't answer.
I didn't answer, and I haven't set up a thing. And right there's Pat's call. I see Pat's call right there.
The best thing is to read the translation that Google gives.
Now I see now I see another call coming from Tulsa, and missed that one. And
what's
now
the translation for?
And then there's your voicemail, and it says "fuck you." So I
got it.
Yeah, I am not exactly sure.
That's not what I said.
What the problem was.
I said fork poo. Oh, Google getting it wrong.
Pat just doesn't realize what unset voicemail messages are. It just says that the subscriber is unavailable, not that the number is disconnected. There's a
Technology
big difference,
is
Pat.
Scary and hard. Pat's old. You got to give him time to get used to this new technology. It's not Morse code or.
That's right. So look, I will promise this.
It's
I will
after
we get done with this, I will go and I will set a message so that you know that you're actually talking to a phone number. I mean, geez, what do you guys want? Or what do you want? What do you want, Pat?
Who's Uncle Weepy? We should give this guy some sort of personality.
Who is this Uncle Weepy? I know. Do you know any character actors that would make a good Uncle Weepy? Because I feel like we need to have, like in the theme music, we need like an intro guy, and you say,
like Stacy Keach.
It's Uncle Weepy.
To be Stacy Keach. You know Stacy Keach, right?
Yeah, like a grizzled kind of.
Yeah. Well, what do you know, you stupid
Uncle? It's me, Uncle Weepy. Yeah. I'm on the porch, just crying in my beer. And
Sam Elliott mixed with something. Boy, I'm really bad at words today. Really, really, really bad at words.
Between you being bad at words and me being in a good mood, maybe we should have never recorded. I don't know.
I'm just mad that it snowed today. That's what really is chapping my hide. Oh, that's what we'll call it. What chaps your hide? No, is that a Family Guy thing?
No, that's what grinds your gears.
That's right. That's what grinds your gears.
Yeah, what grinds your gears? That grinds
chaps
your
hide.
Chaps your hide. I'm really mad that
what's something that's because I was saying like we have the dungeon. Maybe it's what tortured you.
What tortured you? What tortured you this week?
That's a little too on the nose and maybe a little too
possibly
too aggressive.
Possibly.
What were you tortured by? Well, literally, my parents. I'm locked in the room, chained to a bed. That's what tortured me. Is that too real?
Maybe a little bit. It's a little bit
Yeah.
too close to home for maybe somebody.
Exactly.
I'm not sure.
Somebody.
Somebody.
It happens.
Yikes. All right. So,
How's your week besides children problems?
well, I mean, it's been okay.
It's like the third Wednesday this week, it feels like.
Yeah, it does. It does. I've been trying to figure out. Obviously listening to the shows. I've been putting them together, trying to figure out ways that we can dominate the internet airwaves with our unending and never ceasing drivel. And so, been just kind of trying to figure out ways to spice up this stink burger.
I mean, all for me, it's just an opportunity to rage about being old. I'm mad about it, and I want everyone to know. I'm getting old, and I don't want to.
Yeah.
It's really what it is. If I just settle down, like, I fucking don't want to be old anymore.
I get it. I totally get it.
That's it.
I totally get it. And so that's probably why, the people that are watching the live stream right now are also just as angry about getting old. They don't want to do it either.
Or they're angry at us about talking about getting old. Like,
True.
I don't want to know about that. It doesn't happen. Like, no, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. No.
Live forever.
Right. Ah.
Here's what I was thinking when I was driving. I had some beers with friends before I got home. Like, I'm at the point where I'm old enough that if I am driving and it's a sharp enough turn, I'm going to put my turn signal on. That's how old I'm getting. That's just what stupid old people do. Like, this is a big turn. I better put my turn signal on. Like, even though it's not a turn, it's not a road. It's just a curvy road, but it's such a sharp curve. I put my turn signal on like an idiot. Everyone's like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm just following the road, but let you know which way it's going.
Yeah. Everybody
So
watch
pretty
out.
soon-
It's going left.
Exactly. So pretty soon, every time there's a curve in the road, better put my turn signal on. Everyone's like, what the hell is this guy doing? I'm like, I'm just old. Anything moves beyond straight, I get panicked.
Anything.
Anytime that's road is curving, we better put the turn signal on.
Good Lord.
Because I literally did that. I'm like, why did I just put my turn signal on? It's just a curve in the road.
Yeah.
I think it's probably a state of mind thing too.
Well,
I just was thinking.
Possibly.
Like most things, I don't think. I just do. It's a long week. That's all I could say. It feels like a long week. Not in a bad way. Again, a lot of people interpret my saying it's a long week as like concern and worry, or maybe some people, I don't know. It's not. It's just a statement of fact, and typically it's just the fact that I'm just tired all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I get up early. I get up at 5. Do my errands. Get to work. What?
Why do you get up at 5?
Let's see. I get up. I have to iron some clothes.
Oh Lord! You
Take
have
a
an
shower.
you iron some clothes kind of job.
It's not the kind of job. It's the kind of me.
Oh,
I have
okay.
nice looking pants and a good shirt. Look at this
Okay,
shirt.
all right.
Fucking
Yeah,
shirt.
that's a handsome shirt. Okay,
So-
sure.
So I like to look good. I like to look dapper. I don't have to. Plenty of other people wear t-shirts and stuff, but
Yeah.
I'm 45. I just don't need to do that anymore. I'm beyond t-shirt wearing. Plus,
All
I got
right.
man boobs, and I feel weird.
well.
If I wear a t-shirt, I can feel the heft shake. But
You need some chestal support, is what you're
I
saying.
I do.
Yeah.
I vacillate on the tuck in, non tuck in thing.
Mhm.
I wear a nice shirt, but I don't tuck in, so I'm kind of, in the middle.
Do you do the shirt that you cut it? It's cut so it's meant to not tuck.
No,
No, you just okay.
no, it's just a shirt I won't tuck in.
All right. Okay.
I don't want to be Cowboy Curtis or something,
Yeah, I get a lot of this. I get a lot of the. I'm going for the Unabomber look.
I
Or-
burped
or-
again. I apologize. I did
Kylo
say
Ren.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at you. Yeah,
Oh,
do
wait,
that.
5, shower, coffee,
5 o'clock.
get on the road, because I have to find parking downtown. So if I get in too late, parking becomes a nightmare to find. So, because I go to the cheapest lot I can find.
Gotcha.
It's $4 a day, which is the cheapest in town, and I have to get there early enough, or there's no spots, and I have to park further away. I'm already walking almost a mile.
Yeah,
For my health. For your health.
for your
I
health.
choose to do this. Yeah. For
For your health.
So that's why. And
All
then
right.
I get to work by 7:30, but I leave 4:30. So,
All
but it's
right,
also
fine.
a 45-minute commute,
There you go. Now we're starting
yeah.
to get somewhere with that.
and I listen to podcasts the whole way through.
Uh-huh. What do you
I
been?
have plenty of podcast recommendations. too.
Well, I was going to say, what? Give us one.
There's a new one. It's called Good Christian Fun, and it's hilarious.
Good Christian fun. What's that all about?
It's two comedians who are former evangelicals who don't make fun of Christianity, but they make fun of the culture that they grew up around. So, like, they'll bring in other people, like, who have they brought in? You know, the McElroy brothers?
Yes.
From My Brother. So it was Travis McElroy. And they talked about McGee and Me. And so they just talked about it and make fun of it. It's just really funny. One of the hosts is also on the podcast Gilmore Girls.
There's a Gilmore Girls podcast?
Yes.
Mm.
It's called Gilmore Guys. Sorry.
Okay.
I apologize. It's called Gilmore Guys. It's about Gilmore Girls. Boy, I've never listened to it, which is why I got it wrong. But it's funny. I find it very hilarious because that's what I grew up in. So they're making fun of all of this stuff, and I'm like, yep, I remember that. Especially the fact like they talked about McGee and Me. I'm like, yeah, that's where my wife works. She worked at Focus Family on the Family for 2 years. Oh, it's funny. I just find it very funny. Because it's lighthearted, it's not mean-spirited, it's inclusive. The people they bring on aren't necessarily... The best part is when they bring on people who aren't Christian at all and didn't grow up into it and have them watch this stuff and have them react to it in terms of like, what is this? Like, yeah, this is what we are indoctrinated with. It's pretty great.
Huh.
It's really great. Like
All right.
music, whatever. It's fun. I find it very fun.
I'll have to check that out. I will admit that on your recommendation, weeks ago, I had never heard of My Brother and Me, and I checked that out, and I listened to it, and I gotta say I deleted it yesterday. It just
I don't listen to it all the time.
It just was not my thing. I mean, I found myself laughing. I thought it was funny, but I don't necessarily need an hour and a half of it.
Yes, it's long.
That's
Yahoo Answers.
Yeah, I think I think that was the one. That was the strike. Is that I really liked the show. If it was like a 30, 45-minute episode, then that would be great. But not it didn't work out so well for me. So now I've got one that I have been that I downloaded. I haven't listened to it yet, but just the show artwork and the idea of the show itself just intrigued me. It's kind of like when you go and you buy a bottle of wine based solely on the label. And the name of the show is called Cocaine and Rhinestones.
Oh boy, that's not at all what I thought would come out of your mouth.
Yeah, so apparently this is a podcast that is all about the country music scene in the 1980s. And
I would know nothing about it.
Well, I would know nothing about it either. And so, it just seems kind of I'm intrigued. And so I want to know a little bit about what the country music scene in the 1980s was. And so I'm guessing that Cocaine and Rhinestones is the way to do it. But I haven't listened to it yet. I'm just saying, hey, there's a fun sounding name for a show. So
have you ever heard Lore? Lore?
I have.
Yeah.
No, I haven't listened to it, but I've heard of it. So
it's good. I get kind of annoyed with his cadence, the narrator of it. Like, it's good, but sometimes he just says things in a way that bugs me. I don't know. Due by Friday is another good one. I think you listened to that.
Due by Friday, sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
sent that one today to a buddy of mine who's working on theme music for us. I said, so here's a nice little here's a bonus nice to have. So as you're working on theme music, if you could work up like 2 or 3 like little 3 to 5 second interstitial stings that kind of move in between segments, that would be good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, lots of podcasts. Reading a book. I'm trying to read books again.
Yeah. Okay. Where are you going with that?
I'm just trying to think of things that are preoccupying my week that I'm trying to unplug from reading the news.
Oh,
Doing my best
so
to not
Fire
read
and
the
Fury
news.
is not what you're reading then.
No, I'm reading Blood Meridian right now, which is a Cormac McCarthy book. Fiction. I'm trying to read fiction. I'm trying to not engage. That's not the right word. I'm trying to not obsess about the insanity of the news cycles that we have.
That's a
which
wise
is
choice.
really hard.
I know.
Because it's fascinating and it's really, I hate to say it, but it's true. It's entertaining. That's exactly why I watched it, because the train wreck is fun to watch.
Yeah.
Fun is probably not the right word. It's fascinating. Maybe that's more accurate. Because you're watching history be made to some degree. It's not good history, but it's history.
It is history, one way or the other. Yes.
But at the same time, I don't need to get myself so wrapped up in it. It's going to happen whether I'm watching or not. And most of it I can do nothing about.
Yeah.
So why sit there and obsess about, I can't do anything about an investigation. I can't do anything about the gun control debate other than maybe show up at the March, was it 25th? The march
The Marchy
for,
March, yeah.
yeah.
Marchy March
Like,
and the Funky March.
I could do some things, but all things, it's just obsessing about stuff that I can't do anything about at this moment. I can vote in November
Yeah.
for, getting people in that will hopefully fucking do something. But at the other, like, all this other stuff is just working me up for no reason, and it's not good for anxiety. That's for sure.
That is true.
The world is going to happen whether I worry about it or not.
Yep. I, and it's funny that you say, I don't, I really try to avoid all that and everything, but my parents, so when we went to go visit for the holidays for Christmas, it was right before New Year's, and we're sitting in the living room and we're watching TV, and it doesn't even matter what we were watching. I can't even remember that, but I'm sitting at a weird angle from the TV, and I'm noticing that as the bottom corner starts getting at the right pixels behind it, that the MSNBC logo has been burned into their television. And so,
What?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. And so
one, it's a TV that can have burned pixels into it, and two, it's MSNBC.
It's not. It's like a plasma TV, and so I'm not exactly sure what the deal is. But so I'm sitting here and I'm going, yeah, and I mean we're watching something like we're watching like an HBO movie or something like that. I'm like,
Right.
It just apropos of nothing. Yeah, apropos of nothing. I'm like, there's an MSNBC logo in your corner. In the corner of your TV, and my dad's like, they're not. What are you talking about? They're not. No, there is. And if you check it out, you've got to wait until there's like snow or a white background back there. But I swear to God, it's there. And so every once in a while, and so finally it got to a point where there was like this big wide snow shot, and so I said, pause it now. And and so everybody had to get up and stand behind my chair and take a look at it, and then and everybody's like, well, I'll be damned, there it is, there's the MSNBC logo, and I say, watch a lot of it, and he's like, oh yeah, your mom's got it on probably about 12, 16.
It's on all day. It's on all day
she got
long.
about 12, 16 hours a day. It's just on all the time.
So that people think there's someone home and we won't get robbed.
So, yeah. So
it's science.
So and then so I said all of that to say this because so I said, okay, so hey, Mom, why are you watching MSNBC 12 to 16 hours a day? And she's like, well, because we're watching history unfold, Jeremy. This is history. This is history that is happening right now around us. And sure. But, I could also argue that any given news day where
everything
happens
is history
is also history that is happening. So, but, at least it's not Fox News, I guess. That's what I'm thinking.
Yes, that is your saving grace, because then you would be having completely different kinds of conversations.
Yes, we would have way, way different conversations. Yeah.
Like I had with my dad about gun control. Actually, it was a pretty good conversation, but he tells me he doesn't just watch Fox News, but he doesn't see anything wrong with it. I'm like, that's fine.
Doesn't see anything wrong with just
with watching it.
Oh,
He's
with
like, well, I
watching
watch it, but it's not the only thing I watch. I'm like, that's fine.
Well, yeah, that's fine if it's not the only thing you watch, because it's called, finding different
He didn't tell me what the
viewpoints.
other thing he watched was. It's just not the only thing.
Gotcha.
The other
gotcha.
thing is ESPN. I'm like, I don't know.
Well, okay, sure.
I don't know if that's true. I'm just saying that. It was a good debate just because he's my dad and I know he's reasonable, but
Yeah.
it was a legitimately, because what I wanted to talk about was the mental health backup plan, like where, okay, you don't want to talk about anything with guns, you want to talk about people with mental health problems. Let's talk about that. Because there was I don't know if you're listening to Daily, it's the New York Times podcast. They had this psychologist on in California, and she was talking. Did I tell you about this already?
No, I haven't heard about this.
I've told somebody. I don't remember who, but it was basically she had seen. There was a teen boy who was posting pictures of guns and was being threatening on Facebook, and his brother was concerned, and his parents were concerned, so they sent him to a therapist. She talked with him, and she's like, I could tell he was just an angry teenage boy who had been bullied and ostracized and didn't feel socially connected and was disgruntled. But there was nothing I could diagnose him with. He wasn't delusional. He wasn't paranoid. He wasn't suicidal. Like, because you can put someone in a hospital for being suicidal, self-harm.
Sure.
She's like, he hadn't specifically threatened anybody. He hadn't done anything physically violent to anybody. He'd only talked about it in social media. She's like, so what was I to do? Mm-hmm. The only way for someone to be flagged in our current system is for them to be put into a hospital. She's like, so I had a choice as a doctor to either do it because I was concerned about what potentially could happen, despite not having any literal things happened, or let him go because nothing had happened. So she said what she did is she proposed that he be put in a hospital, but he had to go before a judge, and the judge determined he was fine and let him go. And she says it haunts her every day. She hears about a school shooting that it's going to be this kid. But the point was being that she's like, it's very hard to determine what makes someone mentally unill. Like, every teenage boy, or 80% of teenage boys, would be in a mental hospital because they are angry and ostracized and aggressive and all that because of hormones and everything else. She's like, it's like putting people into hospital. One, it would become so expensive. There'd be so many kids in the hospital, cost prohibitive. We don't have enough people for it. And two, we're also precogging, essentially. We're doing we're predetermining something that hasn't happened yet, which is the problem with any kind of crimes. But like, she's like, it's not so simple just to say these people are crazy, because crazy has a definition, and most of these kids do not even come close to falling within that.
Yeah.
They know what they are doing. They're able to make mental decisions. They're able to function. She's like, people who are crazy can barely function. Mm-hmm. They probably can't even go about to purchase a gun. But that's the only people who would, in the law that we have now, would be prohibited from getting a gun. The ones who are blatantly unable to probably even get one.
Yeah, because they could just never even make it to the store.
Right.
Let alone, right. Because some sort of incident would happen. They would see, they would hallucinate, or who knows.
Right. So that's the argument. So like, if that's your argument, where's the solution for that? Mm-hmm. Basically, my point being, like, it's not a worthwhile argument because it's a bigger problem than the easier solution, which is let's try to be a little bit smarter about how we decide who gets, like, licensing, time periods. This for example, my friend's wife wants to be a therapist. She has to go through 3,000 hours of practicing before she can have her own practice. But this is just trying to help people with their mind. If you want to buy somebody that literally just kills people, there's no time period, just get it.
Yeah.
Like, we have so many, talking about restrictions and control, we do it for everything. But for some reason, when it comes to a gun, no, don't touch it. Mm-hmm. So let's not use the word control. Let's talk management. How about we talk management, licensing? I want to move away from using the word gun control. Let's talk about management or licensing or something like that, because the straw man argument from anyone who owns a gun is that we're trying to take the guns away. I'm like, no, that is clearly the easiest solution, but it's not going to happen in America. So let's talk about being reasonable. What's reasonable? You should have to know how to fucking use a firearm before you can get one. Prove capability, just like you do with a car.
Yeah.
Get relicensed every now and then. Longer, like Australia, you have to have a reason for wanting it. It's like, if you want to go, what's this gun going to be for? Is it for skeet shooting, hunting, you know, whatever? Give a reason. And if it's just like, oh, I'm a collector, they might be like, no.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a reason.
Well, you know, yeah, I mean, we were in the Bahamas around between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and we got into a discussion with one of our cab drivers about American gun control and American gun laws and different things like that. But it was weird. The entire conversation started just talking about weird things in America, because it ended up that the guy went to the same college that I did, which was strange. And, you know, and then he went for electrical engineering and then came back and worked for the government. But anyway, so he's been, for them, he's been working to purchase a rifle, and it's been a year and a half since he started the, you know, and he said, I'm almost done.
Process, right.
Yeah, you know, I'm almost done with the process. You know, I think that, you know, good gun owners, good people who are capable can easily pass the skills test, can easily wait for a little bit and get the proper way. It's that we're trying to stop the impulse people who are angry and upset, and a gun can be a quick purchase to deal with a short-term problem that has a lot of emotional, and I don't even care about, that's not right. Mass shootings are the smallest part of gun deaths. It's suicide. If we could even prevent a lot of these teenagers from killing themselves with guns, that's a big boon. That's what's mostly happening with guns. Teenagers are sad. They can get a gun and they can make an instant decision with there's no recourse. Pills, other things, you know. Yeah, it's a lot.
Stomach pumped, all sorts of stuff. A gun has unless you miss, it's it. Your impulse is fatal rather than harmful.
Exactly. Yeah, well,
and I mean that's a part of it too. Like I think that's a big part of what people are missing. Like, it's not just about these mass shootings. Those are horrific and insane to think that kids from kindergarten on are not daily. They understand what it is to have a gun drill. That means you go hide in a closet. That's fucked up. That they don't even have the right to be a kid. Their freedom is not like, be a kid and not worry about this stuff. It's like, no, fuck you. I want my guns and my toys. You now have to learn what it is to hide in a closet so you don't die from the thing that my toy, you know. I get pretty pissed off about it because it doesn't make sense to me. But regardless of that, it's about suicide. I mean, people kill themselves with so many times a day. And that there's just no way back from that. Yeah.
Well, I definitely agree. And I think that the other side of, you know, you're saying, of course, you know, your impulse with a gun is so quick and so immediate. And also, even if you do pills or decide to hang yourself or, you know, different things like it, I think a lot
effort.
It's a lot more effort, which means that there's a lot more of a moment of that, hey, you know, like at the last second, hey, this is really a dumb idea.
Yep.
And maybe I shouldn't go through with this. And so, I mean, you know, the pull of a trigger is so fast that there's no coming back from that decision.
Nope.
So
because it's usually made a desperate impulse. Again, we're talking about mental health here. It's people who need help, and I mean, I can't tell you how many times I feel like, God, if I had a gun in my house, I am sure that one or two of my kids probably would have tried.
Yeah.
Just because you feel so desperate, you feel like there's no other option, there's no door out of this darkness that you feel like you're in. Like, I don't so much have depression as anxiety, but both of my kids and my wife have depression and anxiety, which means like it gets shitty.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have this just quick, I mean, like, people who don't have that, I think it must be hard for them to understand. Like, why would you do that? Why would you get a gun? Why would you think that you have to end it? It's like, because literally you feel like you have no other recourse. It's the only thing that's good for the world and for you and for everyone if you're gone. Mm-hmm. And that gun makes that so quick and so done.
Yep.
Whereas pills, you have to find them, you have to take them, you have to wait.
You have to wait for it to take effect.
Right. And and then you can be like, this is stupid. This is stupid. What am I doing? You can, Epicac, whatever, make yourself throw up. All of these things are, again, not a cure. Like, people will still kill themselves. I understand that.
Yeah.
Completely. But we should make it a lot less hard for people to just
people will still kill themselves. People will still buy guns and do, and go shoot things up, go shoot people up and things like that. But, I mean,
another thing
you're never going to get rid of all that.
No.
You won't.
No, we're in a gun-loving country. We're not, I don't think it's reasonable to think that we can get rid of people's guns.
No.
It's not. I mean, I think we could talk about caliber of bullets. We could talk about semiotic weapons that can be turned automatic pretty simply, like either putting it on your belt buckle or the bump stocks or whatever. Like, people can talk till they're blue in the face about them being like, well, there's a reason for people to have it. Like, maybe.
Yeah.
The problem is also you get into the whole gun manufacturers continually push the envelope in terms of what gets defined as these things. Like, if you're making laws, you have to put some pretty strict language about it. So the gun makers then keep making a new gun to bypass that. Like, well, this doesn't have this kind of grip, meaning it's not that gun anymore. It's just a plastic grip, not a wooden one, or as a rubber grip. Like, they do all these little things to keep pushing themselves out of being against the law. So, like, that's why maybe you focus on bullets. There's not a whole lot of options there. Like, if you can't buy these bullets, then your gun becomes nothing.
Yeah.
And the bullets are the things that can cause the most damage. The caliber of it creates more.
I mean, there's a
speed, velocity.
Huge difference between a .22 bullet and I mean, absolutely. Yeah.
But I mean, these are all worthwhile conversations, and it's hard because you don't want to come at it emotionally.
Right.
Because that's not always logical, but you also don't want to come at it so angrily that you're just shutting off the conversation. And it's anger on both sides of people who staunchly believe that they have the right to own a gun, trying to say, like, you've been told the straw man argument that everyone who wants some form of gun management wants to take your gun away. This is not true.
Right. Absolutely.
There are plenty of people who, I mean, when you go through all the arguments, the easiest solution is to take all the guns away. Mm-hmm. That's the most blatant. Like, what's the best way not to have a baby? Don't have sex.
Yeah.
That's the idealistically easy solution. I mean, every Christian, that's their, like, well, don't have sex. This is the real world. We have to live with the fact that people are going to have sex, or we also have to live with the fact that people are going to have guns.
Yep.
Right. That was a big tangent, wasn't it?
That was a gigantic tangent. That went way.
It was dealing with.
And comes right.
I was thinking mental health and what's happening in the news and all that.
Yeah, you definitely were. You got heavy on us.
It's because I guess it's also tapping into, like, what we're talking about here is trying to destigmatize what anyone deals with. Their mental problems. So mean. That's not true. Everyone's brain is unique, and none of them are perfect, and we all deal with a spectrum of issues, right? And rather than just call someone crazy because they're not like us, like a crazy person with a gun, you dive into it. Look, we're all crazy. Mm-hmm. If that's the word,
we've all got our thing. That's for sure.
Right. And what we want to try to do, I think, on the show is make it safe.
I would hope.
I would hope.
So. Yeah.
Experts, any stretch to me. I don't really. I'm raising kids for dealing with it, so I'm trying to figure out. Like, I learned that I had it only because I see it reflected in my kids. Otherwise, I wouldn't have thought that I had anxiety or anything. But I'm like, oh shit, this is what I do. Oh, and the doctor told me that they had anxiety. That means I do, because I do that more. Like all that kind of stuff. So This is us, I think, wandering through the forest of survival, of destigmatizing what anyone deals with on any kind of scale.
Yeah.
Sadness, the weepies.
Yeah. I think that's
freakies.
yeah. I think that's fair. I also think. Hold on.
I love it. It worked. Cough button.
Yay, magical cough button. I have used it so many times in this episode, and you just haven't even known. It's so good.
Oh,
What was I going to say?
us.
Oh yeah, we talk about we talk a big game about all these things and all the and I've been trying to think that perhaps based on some feedback that we've gotten, maybe the description of the show needs to change a little bit insofar as we are two guys that are having a self-help and advice show that will absolutely not help or advise you in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, the title of the show is fun. I don't know that it's always supposed to be.
No, it can't be. If it's all weepy sads all the time.
Yeah.
Nobody
That's
wants,
not a
nobody,
fun well to
nobody
keep
wants to
dipping
hear
into.
all of our weepy sads. Nobody
No.
wants to hear that.
I don't want to wallow. And it's a hard well to keep dipping into. There's
It
plenty of
is.
other places that are way better at it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. People who actually might be licensed about this.
Yeah,
could
actually
maybe truly help somebody other than us.
Yeah, my advice is just get over it. No, I'm just kidding.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
Suck it up. Look, everyone's got problems. You're no better. Suck it up.
That's
oh,
right.
Thanks. That helps a lot.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Well, so here are my thoughts as we wrap up. Amazing tangent. Wow. So gun, much shooting.
Yep.
Yeah. We tested our voicemail system. It worked to a certain degree.
It rings for a while.
In that it did work, and our red bearded angry friend just didn't, I don't know, wait long enough or something. So we have set up a Google Voice number for those of you who are interested in calling in, leaving questions, leaving comments, leaving thoughts, leaving fodder for us to discuss. You can call 816-535-1094. I promise that I'm going to go directly after this recording and actually put a voicemail message there so that you know that it's us and not some robot. Give us a call, leave comments and questions, and we will use the best one, or let's be honest, whichever one is available. We will use it on the air.
Yell at us, berate us. We expect it anyway.
Yeah.
Just feed into our
It's there.
self-pity.
It's a way to get in and discuss with us and kind of share in the conversation.
Can you maybe see if you can change the? It rang for a while. I wonder if there's a way to pick up voicemail at a certain number of rings. It's just
We'll see.
20.
Yeah.
Like,
well, we don't need 20 rings, but yeah, we'll try to get it on like 2 ring, because I'm never going to answer it.
I think the best thing is also to read the translation that Google presents you, which can be quite the.
Well, I mean, it's really good. The two voicemails that we got while, here's yours,
yes.
and it was fuck you.
Yeah. Boy, if that's not my brain talking to me every day.
And it starred out. It's F * U. When Charlie called in, testes 1, 2, C, get 3 by 6 or 2. Not. I'll have to go listen to what he actually said.
No, I think that's exactly what he said.
So yeah. So we'll figure that one out.
Oh, good old Googs.
Splice that in. So make sure to call us and do that deal. If you are so inclined, if you enjoy the show and you would like to help us out by throwing us a couple of dollars in for pity or whatever's sake, you can support the show by going to patreon.com/Uncle Weepy. And I've got something set up where if you're a patron of the show, you'll get something special in return. I have no idea what that's going to be at this point. Cause,
you tell us what it will be.
yeah,
it
because
won't be
because it's not like we do any exclusive after show content or anything like that. I mean, what's in the shows in the show.
We're basically already. Aren't we already an after show? We're basically an after show.
We were an
so
after
I don't
show
know what
about
show yet.
10 minutes after we started. So,
What if the long con is that this is an after show to like some crazy, like CSI Miami or something like that? People are like, really? It is? Like, yeah, didn't you know that?
Yeah. So, yeah.
Dr. Phil. We're the after show to Dr. Phil.
Yeah, we're after show to somebody else's show. I don't know. There'll be something that's worthwhile. So, do that, and I don't know. So yeah, the big one is leave us voicemails. Give us something to chew on.
Yeah, give us we when we're not going to just go where anyone tells us to go, but we want to go somewhere that makes sense in terms of like this resonates to something. We're trying to stay away from talking too much about design or what our careers are because. One, who knows who's interested in it? Two, I'm not even sure we're that interested in it.
Yeah.
Plus, there's
that's a tough well to.
There's a lot of people that are doing it, not the same.
Yeah, doing it better than we are. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Or maybe this is just two guys talking, and any time it's something different, and you never know what it's going to be.
That's right. The name is very misleading on the tin.
The name is just a name. Right? I don't know.
It could be. I don't know. All righty. Well, anything else that you can think of? We good?
No.
No?
We're terrible. No. We're good. We're not good. We're done, but we're not good.
We're done, but we're not good. All right. Well, I guess then until next week, keep your Weepy pants on your dresser drawer. I don't know. We need like a.
Wow, that is not a good close.
No, that's not a good close at all.
Keep your tissues by your bed frame. What? No.
Nope.
I want one too extra.
That's yeah.
There's a lot of things that can be. Keep your eyes dry.
Don't put a fork in your toe.
Don't gouge your eyes out.
Mm-hmm.
No. That one girl, would she take heroin or something, and she gouged her eyes out?
Like
Did you read about that?
No.
No.
What was this?
It's like last week.
Really?
God.
No,
that might have been why I stopped reading the news for a while. I'm like, why am I reading this? What does this have to do with my life?
Sounds awful.
Don't let the bed bugs bite. That's not good. That's not. Keep your farts fresh.
And we're done.
Boy, we're done. I think segments would be good. We have to figure out.
Segments would be good.
Yeah, maybe we do, like you said, like the like a quick review of you, me, like what was good, what was bad. Like, I don't know if you do this with your kids. We used to do this when they were little, which was tell me one good thing about your day, tell me one bad thing about your day.
Yeah.
Highs and lows.
Yep.
That's what we always called it. But something like that, maybe.
Yeah, I think
which
that's
is going to inevitably lead to us doing tangential.
Sure. I mean, yeah. That's
highs.
Expected.
Oh, I got high. That's right. My highs involved edibles.
All right. Well, this is a pretty good show.
Hopefully the audience.
Yeah. I don't know. We had a few people pop in. It was a steady stream of in and outs, but I think pretty good overall. So yeah.
Let's keep doing them.
Keep doing them. People will eventually listen to one of them. No,
I think the guests would be good. We got to figure out if we're going to do that. What we ask them about really is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
If we have people, what is it going to be?
Yep.
That we're talking to them about.
Well, and maybe it becomes one of those things where, I mean, I had this set up with the shakes, and we didn't get a lot of response, but we got a couple of responses where people actually like pitched. So they pitched and like, hey, it would be good to have you on the show, or we'd like to be on the show because I'd like to talk to you guys about blah.
Mm-hmm.
I see that probably working for this a lot better than it would for the shakes.
Right.
And hopefully, I mean, I'm kind of hoping that that's what the voicemail thing could turn into. So, maybe you get somebody who has a really interesting thing that they say or something like that. And then we're like, oh, that's very intriguing. And then we find out, hey, okay, well, would you like to come on and discuss this at length? And so that's kind of how I'm hoping that pans out.
I wish there was just like this one simple thing that we're not thinking of that ties it. Like there's so many great podcasts, like they just have this one, like Dumb People Town. Like all they're doing is people are submitting people from their newspaper the stupid things that people do in their towns. So all they're doing is reading the news from like someplace in Idaho. They're just reading the report about what this thing that is so insanely ridiculous, like Florida Man, basically, but it's not all. Like this one thing that maybe we can, that's so simple that becomes self-generating, so we don't always have to be like, I don't know. Like where we can focus on something, have our tangents and our personal insights, but it's always goes back to something. I don't know what that will be.
I don't know.
Clearly that's what we're trying to figure out.
We're poking all around it. We're all around we're all around the edges of it. Just don't know what it is yet.
All right, like we're going to review every song on every U2 album. You're talking U2 to me, which is already a podcast.
Is that?
And there's
really?
already it's Adam Scott and Scott Aukerman. They had a podcast called You Talking U2 to Me. And they basically went through every U2 album and reviewed every song on every YouTube album.
Oh, wow.
But then they were done, and then they moved on to REM. It's funny just because they're hilarious, but if there's, I don't have any ideas, but we'll get to it.
We'll get there. Alrighty. Well, then I guess then until next week, we'll do this again next time then. All right. Yep. Okay. Well, then. What? What's this here?
My name is Winston Churchill. Nope, that didn't sound like him.
Nope, didn't sound like him at all. All right. Well, take it easy then, and I will talk to you next week.
Yep.
All right. Talk to you later.
See ya.
Yep. Bye-bye.